Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 kids who shocked the world. There are literally billions of kids in the world, but these are 10 out of all of those other kids who totally stunned the planet. Whether it's for good or bad reasons, these are 10 kids who are bound to shock you. Prepare to be stunned by these children. But first, leave a like and subscribe, and comment I subscribed and I'll try and reply. Coming in at number 10, we have bodybuilders. We all know bodybuilders. They're huge and would probably make us look twice if we saw them in the street, but they're not that shocking. Well, how about a kid bodybuilder? Giuliano and Claudio Stro have been nicknamed the strongest kids in the world. They're 9 and 7 and pump iron for 2 hours every day. They've broken 2 world records, one for 90-degree vertical press-ups and another for holding onto a pole with their bodies held out horizontally like a human flag. They're in Romania, and their dad got them into bodybuilding as he's won too. They've been nicknamed the Hercules family in their neighborhood. However, their dad's now worried he won't be able to keep funding their bodybuilding. Some say 9 and 7-year-olds shouldn't be bodybuilders anyway, while others think it's great. Where do you stand on this? Next up is news anchor, and they all seem to have one very specific look about them. One way you can spot a news anchor is to check out their great hair. Well, what if you saw a baby with this news anchor hair? Of course, babies are born with little to no hair, but not Isabel Kaplan. She was born with a full head of great hair. Her mom, Mackenzie, took a photo of her new baby and posted it to Facebook and Instagram. She thought nothing of it and simply wanted to share the moment. But all of her family and friends freaked out over her baby's amazing hair, and some even thought they'd put a wig on the baby. The baby quickly became a meme and got internet famous. The couple say they actually find the jokes funny and say they're proud of their baby. Maybe in a few years they can be proud of her on TV news. Next up is Black Baby. Everyone has to be born a certain skin color, whether it be black, white, or Asian, or something else. But in June of 2015, the darkest skinned baby of all time was born. The baby is from South Africa and has stunned the masses. Some even claimed the photos were taken of a regular baby and then edited on Photoshop. But after a newspaper reverse searched the image, they found it was original. The baby's father is called Naeem, and he posted the images to social media. The baby is definitely unusual, but many still think it's very cute. A lot of people really think the baby is a unique human due to its uncommon skin tone. The world's darkest man is named Dravavian from Sudan, and many now believe this baby has beaten him, although a new source states the Guinness World Records haven't been in touch. Somebody give this kid a medal already. Next up is mermaid. We all know mermaids are mythical creatures, but there is one real condition called mermaid syndrome. One Peruvian girl named Milagros Cerón has this rare condition which has caused her legs to bind together. She's 6 years old and can do things that many other kids do. Her doctor, Dr. Rubio, says she will soon be able to have her legs detached from each other. She's apparently made good progress, but still has a long way to go and will need many operations. Unfortunately though, she won't be able to get it done too quickly as her family is poor and can't pay the hospital bills. Her name Milagros means miracles in Spanish, and as mermaid syndrome only happens in 1 in every 700,000 births, her name isn't an understatement. But there is some hope. Another kid from America also had this condition, but her legs have now been fixed. Next up is hairy. When we're kids, we have hair on our heads, but nowhere else. Well, this is not the case for one kid named Prurjan Patil from India. He suffers from a condition called werewolf syndrome. This is because he has hair growing all over his face and body. It affects people's hormones and causes hair to grow in bizarre places and cause hair in regular places to grow even more than usual. Only 50 people in the world have this condition, meaning your chances of getting this are less than 1 in 1 billion. Talk about bad luck. He recently underwent laser surgery, but it was not successful, and his family has now appealed for doctors to find a permanent cure. He says strangers are now nasty to him thanks to his unusual body hair, and he says one day he hopes doctors can find a cure, and we do too. Next up is balloon legs. We've seen kids with conditions that compare them to animals, but this boy named Vincent from Uganda's legs have been compared to an object. He's 10 years old, but he has the legs of an elephant. The reason his legs have been compared to balloons is because of how much they've swelled up. He was bitten by an insect and somehow contracted a dangerous flesh infection. He could now pass away if not treated soon, and sadly now gets teased by other kids for having to wear pink dresses as regular pants don't fit. Luckily, a charity reached out and has helped Vincent a lot. And the boy's father Tito says he's grateful for the charity and any doctor's help on the matter. Coming up next, we have bottle arms. This story is an inspiration to everyone, especially kids struggling in school. When Ziad Mohammed was born, his parents were shocked to discover he had no arms or legs. He's from a poor family in Egypt and thus couldn't afford prosthetics. He wasn't accepted by any schools due to biases of him not having arms and legs. His dad says he just wants to be a normal kid, but others aren't letting him, no matter how hard he tries. So his dad bought a bottle and cut holes in it. In the holes, he inserted a spoon and a pen. From there, Ziad quickly learned not only how to eat, but also how to write. It's odd to think about just how useful a soda bottle can actually be. Ziad is now learning fast and is pursuing education despite his lack of money and limbs. This is proof that anyone can be successful with hard work no matter how hard they have it. Next up is largest hands. We likely all know someone who has large hands, but they'll be nowhere near as massive as Muhammad Kalim's. He's 8 years old and from India and has 33cm hands, making his hands the biggest in the world. He has centralized giantism, which is where people are only giants in certain areas of their body. Unfortunately, as his town is very superstitious, they believe he's a sign of bad luck and isolate him. His parents have a $16 a month salary, so obviously can't afford to pay for any kind of medical care. And right now, there are no definite cures for local giantism. His hands make it difficult for him to do everyday things, such as play, go to school, or use a phone. We hope Kalim can get cured as soon as possible. And thanks to all the press coverage, he has raised some money, which is good. Next up is third arm. In 2014, this image was posted, and it's safe to say it took the internet by surprise. It was taken in India and shows a boy with an extra arm. The arm placement is very uncommon and the boy is unidentified. There have actually been other cases of arms growing on the sides of people's bodies in India before, but this is one image that shocked the entire world. And the kid is apparently quite well known now, but only in his very poor and remote Indian village. Next up is largest feet. We've seen Kalim Mohammed with the world's largest hands. Well, Verdant Joshi from India has the world's biggest left foot. He holds the Guinness World Record for the largest foot on the planet. It measures 11 inches and weighs about 6 kilograms, which is similar to a bowling ball. He's been picked on his whole life due to his rare condition, but amazingly he can run and walk properly. Some Indian doctors have suggested taking his legs off, but his father is determined that one day a doctor outside of India will be able to treat him. He says it breaks his heart to see his son in such a difficult position, and he says he's terrified of his foot growing and growing, making his life harder and harder. We sure hope he finds some help soon. And that just about wraps up this video. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the most surprising kid. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.